So let's see, and health. You were on probation for assault bodily injury, and you finished that. And then February 5th, Arlington PD brought you in for breaking into cars about 2:50 in the morning. There's a burglary call to residence. When they got there, when the police got there, you and a female were detained, and you admitted to breaking into cars. And you're brought over here. So about 3 weeks later, so I guess we let you, did I let him out?
Yeah, it was released at the desk.
At the desk, all right. Well, whoever made the call to release you was wrong, because Arlington PD brought you in February 26th. They're saying back in January, about 10:45, there was a shooting call, police responded, and saying he just shot at somebody while breaking into the car and saw both windows on the passenger side had been shattered. So the angel walked up, pointed a rifle at him, and he said he didn't have anything. So, all right, so the daughter knew you and gave your name, and you had, when you got arrested, you said that, or when you talked to the detective, you said you were under the influence of Xanax and was not in your mind, and had a BB rifle and pointed it at the dad. So we went ahead and I detained you in March. So April 15th, about a month later, I released you on electronic monitor, and then you violated your electronic monitor on May 24th from 7:30 at night to 8:30. Looks like you left, went to an apartment complex. When you did not have a timeout, we called your mom. She said you left and she didn't know where you were, so we issued a warrant. And so Maria, how long has he's been here since when?
Since May.
May. He was arrested that night?
He turned himself in with his mom.
Okay.
Yeah. He arrived immediately right after.
Okay. Well, he's 2 months from being 17. You have a drug test when he came in. And he was clean. We're waiting on the psychological report. All right, Mom, do we know who, is Mom here?
Yes. ¿Puede pararse?
Okay. Does she know where you went to go visit friends in the apartment?
¿Usted sabe dónde fue a visitar a las amistades en el apartamento? El día que se fue.
Me dijo que había ido a la gasolinera que porque se le había caído un dinero.
She's saying that he told her that he went to a gasoline station because he dropped some money.
Okay. Was he supposed to go to the gasoline station earlier in the day?
¿Debería de haber estado en la gasolinería durante el día? No.
Okay. And the tattoos that he has, did she give him permission to get those tattoos?
¿Los tatuajes que tiene usted le dio permiso para tenerlos?
No, yo no le di permiso.
No, she did not give permission.
So who gave the tattoos to him?
¿Quién le hizo los tatuajes?
Dice que un amigo, no sé qué amigo.
He said a friend, but she doesn't know a friend.
If you ask her, he doesn't follow any rules, does he?
No sigue las reglas, ¿verdad?
No, a veces no me hace caso.
No, sometimes he doesn't listen to me.
Yeah. Okay. I think it's probably more than sometimes. All right, so he is pending the aggravated robbery, right, Maria?
Yes. And once we receive a psychological report, we're supposed to have a placement search. It's been ordered by the court.
All right, which judge ordered that? Yeah, did I?
Judge ordered it.
Why is her son always out in the middle of the night?
¿Por qué siempre anda su hijo fuera de la casa a medianoche?
Se sale sin que me dé cuenta. Yo me duermo para ir a trabajar temprano y yo no sé qué hora se sale.
He leaves without her knowledge. She has to go. She goes to bed early because she has to work and she doesn't know what time he leaves the house.
Yeah, Angel, I think that you just said this pattern of behavior, that you're just not gonna follow your mom's rules. And so I'm gonna continue to detain you for now. We'll see how it goes. I know you're level 1 outstanding, but this is one of those things where you keep on doing something long enough, that just becomes who you are. And I just think you're gonna sneak out of the house again if I was to let you go. And so you're just gonna have to show me that I can trust you. And right now I still don't trust you. Okay? Thank you. Jacob.
Va a ser retenido este momento. ¿Okay? Ahorita si me quiere esperar ahí.
Yes. Thank you. All right, Jacob, you're 17 years old. You are level 1 outstanding. You were brought in for a couple of drug charges back in January this year, and those have been refused. And then in June, you appeared here to turn yourself on a warrant. So I can see. You called your dad when he was at the grocery, said you couldn't do any more, cut off your monitor. And when dad came home, the monitor's on the table, so we issued a warrant for you. And I released you on a sweat patch, electronic monitor. I guess the sweat patch was removed as well when he came in?
He didn't actually have a sweat patch on when he came in. He's been on runaway since February.
Okay.
He came back.
Now, there are no pending charges?
He has, yes, he has a petition on file for the possession of a controlled substance, penalty group 2, under 1 gram and the possession of marijuana under 2 ounces. And those are the ones that are filed right now. We don't have a court date set yet on those.
Okay, so I'm confused on this offense history. It looks like the same ones saying that they were refused without prejudice. Or those different substances?
Those are different substances, yes.
Okay, so he's got a Diego PG2, is that felony? I think PG2 is still a felony, isn't it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Yes, he's got felony drug charge and misdemeanor marijuana charge, cut off his monitor, ran, and took off his sweat patch. All right, Jacob, well, go broke or go home. So at this point, since you're just gonna cut off your monitor with these drug charges, I respect the fact that you left the monitor there, but when you take off the sweat patch, I'm just assuming that you're using all kinds of drugs, right? And that's part of the deal. I can't put you in the community if I think you're gonna continue to acquire drugs and use drugs. So do we have a parent here?
I do, Dad is here. He wasn't initially mentioned here.
Okay. Oh, Dad, well, I appreciate you, I really do, what you're doing. But at this point, this is the safety of your son. Just want to let you know, I heard a case this morning where somebody got shot over 40 bucks in weed, right? So, I mean, marijuana's, they all say it's a non-violent drug, but there's all kinds of violence that surrounds any kind of drug. And I'm just concerned about your son's safety, being involved in the drug culture. If he refuses to do the right thing, then, you know, that's what juvenile detention is for, okay? So Jacob, I'm gonna let you know you are 17 now, so if you don't keep your behavior level 1 outstanding, I will house you downtown while your case is pending. You need to be a good example for the other kids that are here by being 1 outstanding. If not, if you're gonna be a distraction, you can just wait out your case in county lockup, okay? All right, thank you, Jacob. Raheem.
May I approach you?
Yes. Thank you. Parent here?
Yes, Your Honor.
Hello, Dad. All right. So Raheem, you were here back in December of last year for assault of a pregnant person. Who was that?
That was his older sister.
Older sister, okay. The District Attorney's Office supervisory cautioned you. Then on July 6th, Bedford, so yesterday, Bedford PD brought you in. According to the report, they're dispatched to your home, but a juvenile male assaulting his guardian after he came back as a runaway. Do we know how long he was a runaway for?
I don't, Your Honor, I'm sure the
Okay.
family knows.
Dad, how long was he a runaway for?
He was gone for about 3 hours.
3 hours, okay. Do you know where he went?
Yes, sir. By my house, there's on the border in a hospital, and he was right there. I'm his brother. I'm his older brother.
Okay, your brother. Okay, so you're just kind of hanging out.
Sir.
He was just hanging out over there by the hospital or on the border?
So according to my twin sister, he was saying he was going to stay there. The day before he had ran away, and I had him come back to my house and gave him rules. And like, hey, you can buy by my rules, or we're gonna have to talk about what you're gonna do next. And
Right.
he didn't want to buy by my rules, so apparently he cut the window and snuck out. My twin sister called me, was telling me he was gone.
Why would you cut the window screen? You can just walk out, right?
So I sit at the front. My dissertation is due at the end of this month.
Okay.
So you have to walk past me to get out of
Okay.
the house.
All right. So you're studying, you're just not studying that hard. Okay, I understand. Getting what degree?
A PhD in stats.
In statistics.
Yes, sir.
Wow. Good for you. You're a smarter man than me. I know you that. You're gonna be an actuary?
No, sir. Educator. I work at UTA right now.
So you're giving up the money of being an actuary to be an educator.
There's a lot of money in higher education.
Okay. I understand. All right. Okay, so talked to you, police got there, talked to you, said that you and you were arguing after Rakeem, you lost privileges and got upset, refused to hand over the phone, lunged at brother told you to calm down. So, and evidently you picked up a lamp and hit him over the head, causing a cut, ran out of the apartment, brother chased, and there was blood on the brother's head, arms and clothing in the apartment. They found you had cash and a large knife. Brother said he did not want to pursue charges, refused medical attention, but due to injuries, officers brought you here anyways. And you refused to provide a urinalysis sample.
Your Honor, I did get a verbal report from detention staff that he provided one about 10 minutes before the hearing, and it was negative.
Well, but you waited too long. So Rakeem, when you wait, I'm just assuming you're just stalling to get drugs to flush out of your system. I just assume you're positive, okay? So when you are told to give a sample, you have to give a sample. All right, so brother, I gotta ask you, why is he staying with you instead of with dad?
So originally I was at LSU. My mom, it's a lot of trauma associated with him living with her.
Trauma or drama?
Both trauma and drama.
Okay,
She was giving him up her rights, and DPS called me in Louisiana, and so I quit my job to come get him in May.
okay,
And so he's been staying with me since May 2020.
okay. All right, so I'm really not comfortable releasing to you because you're the victim of this case, okay, at least not yet. Now the victim in the assault of a pregnant person is his sister. Where does sister live?
My twin sister was staying with me at the time.
So the victim was your sister, not his sister?
So she's my twin, but his older sister.
Okay, all right, that makes, I'm sorry, yes. And she was living with you at the time?
Yes.
Okay. Any other relatives in the Metroplex that Rakeem can be with at this point?
His mom, no. His dad is in the area, but I'm
Not appropriate.
I'm the only person right now.
Okay. Well, Rakeem, you know, you had 2 lifetimes, and it looks like you burned both of those. Okay, at this point, I'm gonna detain you mostly because I don't know if it's safe to release you anywhere. What you have to understand is people have stepped up trying to help you out, but if you don't respect them and respect their rules, they really don't have the obligation. Okay? It's not that your brother doesn't love you and doesn't want the best thing for you. It's that I'm deciding I need to keep your brother safe from you. So Now, I've got to ask, do we have a mental health history, Rakeem?
He's had 2 evaluations, but they've said, from what my mom has told me, no, but I am in the process of getting that arranged with his school.
Okay. How does he have insurance? Like, what is it through?
I've been told recently he has Medicare, but I've just been paying for everything out of pocket for him.
Okay. So he hasn't seen a psychologist or psychiatrist recently?
Not for evaluation. He had been going to counseling via Zoom, but that was it.
Oh, there was something there. Okay. Thank you. So that just happened today, assault on one of their probation officers?
Yes, Your Honor. About
So was that
5 and 6 in the morning.
one of the detention?
Yes, Your Honor.
Or,
My understanding was he had blocked the window to his room with his mattress and some toilet paper, and he refused to remove it. So when the staff member entered the room to take it down for him, that's when he was allegedly assaulted by Mr.
Okay.
Morris.
so then the question is, are they gonna file a case?
I don't know, Your Honor.
All right. So Rakeem, just so you know, these detention officers are by definition in Texas considered public servants. So while an assault against a family member would be a misdemeanor offense, an assault against a public servant is a felony level offense, which means you could be committed to the Texas Juvenile Justice Department for that. So clearly somewhere along the way, you feel like, or you learn that violence and aggression is a proper response for either your frustration or dissatisfaction. And well, the laws in Texas don't allow that. So I encourage you to make better decisions. Meanwhile, just because I'm concerned this may be a mental health issue, I am ordering a psychiatric evaluation for the psychiatrist to see you and see if there's any kind of diagnosis that we need to pursue. Right. So I'm not sure. It'll probably be next Thursday, okay, that you'll see the psychiatrist. I'm gonna let you know if your behavior level is not a 1 outstanding, you're not getting out of here. You'll go straight from here to placement. Like, I'm not going to release you back into the community if you can't even behave here in our detention facility. Okay?
Your Honor,
Yes, sir.
it just FYI, in the psych consultation, it possibly may not be next week or maybe the week after because Dr. G is out this week.
Okay.
So he's gonna have a busy week.
Sure. So it may be the week after. It is on you. But the thing is, if it's true that you actually assaulted one of our detention officers, you're gonna be level 3. It's gonna take you at a minimum 9 days to get back to level 1 outstanding. So you wouldn't even be getting out that either. So this is really, I'm putting on you, Ricky. You allegedly made some bad choices, and you need to start making better choices. You're the one controlling your future. Okay? All right. Thank you. Thank you very much, sir. Ricardo. Yes. Thank you. I guess you have no parent?
Mom was experiencing some COVID-like symptoms last
Sure.
night, and so we just kind of played it safe, and I just sent her to the EQ for that.
Okay, understand. All right, Ricardo, you just turned 17 last week. And you've got neck tattoos and does he have a face tattoo? No? Okay, not yet. All right, Ricardo. Back in June, Ellis County brought you in. You and other people were involved in a fight, 2 females that told you that they wanted to go home but refused, and there's an argument. And then you told the girls that you would call up a friend to fight them. So 2 female companions arrived and started a fight with other 2 female victims. During the fight, they reported you and 3 other people were pointing guns at them. 2 females were then kicked out of the house, ran to the road, flagged down. Someone used a phone. July 31st. This is
We currently have, we have a transfer disposition from Ellis County for the aggravated assault with deadly weapon and the criminal trespass. And those are 6/15 and June 16th. So he is pending court eligible for that.
okay. So July 24th of 2020. That's when this fight and allegedly pointing guns at the girls.
Yes.
And that was brought to us on June 15th of this year.
Yes.
Okay. And then June 15th of this year, the Philadelphia police brought you in about something happened July 28th of 2020. Officers of 2 known suspects, 1 being you, for a previous pursuit. They got on scene, saw 2 males walking along the fence, and police announced themselves, ordered you to stay where you were, but climbed the fence, and so the officer had to chase you on foot. And finally, you surrendered, arrested, taken to the hospital because you were complaining of chest pains. Afterwards, you were released to your mother, and they filed a case later. February of 2021, this year, 4th PD brought you in, referred the case for something back in November of last year. 2 people were observed by the owner make entry into the owner's car without permission. The owner of the vehicle came out to stop them, and the 2 people got back in the car and left. Witness took pictures of the license plate, gave the 4th PD, returned a match. Officers arrived. You admitted that you were the sole driver of the vehicle. The vehicle was towed. Called the officer, admitted to having there at the burglary, and that everything found in the vehicle, 166 grams of marijuana, 2 baggies of 9 grams of marijuana, were all yours. So it looks like he's trying to take the blame for an adult or somebody else. So issue a warrant. We had an out of custody detention hearing on May 20th. You were ordered detained. May 10th of this year, Grapevine PD brought you in for something on May 26th. Several juveniles, adult male, were implicated in breaking into multiple vehicles at an apartment complex in Grapevine. You were named as a suspect after Grand Prairie Police forwarded an Instagram video showing 2 young men. One later identified as you, post videos taken during the incident, so self-snitching. In the videos, you talking and a companion holding a pistol. We issued a warrant for you. I guess we released him on electronic monitor after all this?
Yes, we did. We,
Did I do that?
yes,
I released him?
yes, but at the time, we did not have the June 15th
Okay,
referral yet from Ellis County.
all right. So you violated your monitor, picked up with no issues. All right, well, Ricard, and then we gave you drug tests.
Yes, he was on drug test as well.
Yeah, May 20th, you're positive for marijuana, June 4th, positive for marijuana, June 11th, positive for marijuana, June 18th, negative,
I passed on my.
but June 18th, positive for marijuana.
Yes, the sweat patches are coming back positive in his urine
Yeah.
test that we do.
So he's just timing his marijuana use around the UAs. So, all right, well, Ricardo, here's the irony of this, is when I released an electronic monitor, because I didn't know about your more serious offenses, that if you had just complied with your monitor and not smoked weed, you would stay on the outside, because I wouldn't bring you in if you haven't broken any rules. The fact that you broke the rules, and now that you're here, these new cases are here, I'm not comfortable releasing you. So I'm gonna go ahead and detain you. You are 17. It's gonna be fair warning that if it turns out that you're causing problems back there, I'm gonna have you housed downtown. You can wait out your case in the Tarrant County Adult Jail. I'm also gonna let you know that more serious offense is aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. That is a second-degree felony. You could potentially do up to 20 years for that offense. All right, so this is pretty serious. You need to try and help your attorney by behaving and doing what you need to do. to present yourself in the best possible light, okay? All right, thank you, Ricardo.
Your Honor, may I add something?
Yes, sir.
His,
Hold on, Ricardo.
he was supposed to have his grandmother was gonna bring him to JPS for a psychiatric not an appointment, but just to go through they don't have a doctor, but they just bring them there regularly to get his meds. And I was wondering if there was any way that he still has some meds left, if a psychiatric could be ordered.
So what I prefer on that is I really want the continuum of care. I don't like to switch doctors. If we can set up an appointment at GPS and just transport him there for the visit with the same doctor, whenever we switch doctors, there's a whole lot of analysis that goes on that actually makes it worse for Ricardo. So we can keep the continuum of care. Yes.
And that's the issue, he doesn't actually have one doctor, they just go as walk-in,
Right.
and then they just get them refilled, seeing different doctors every time.
Does our psychiatrist have access to the JPS records?
We would probably have to get permission
Right.
from the parent to give them access.
So if we could, so how about this? I'm going to appoint Mr. Masek as a dual role guardian ad litem, attorney ad litem, so you can give permission if needed.
Okay,
Because mom evidently has transportation and communication issues. If we can get those records, I am fine with our psychiatrist viewing him and treating Ricardo. If our psychiatrist is not comfortable with that, then we'll just go through the normal process at GPS.
all right, thank you, Your Honor.
Yeah, I think that's the best way to do this. Okay. All right. Well, that's going to be conclusion of detention docket. Quick today. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Your Honor. We'll take the excuse, Your Honor.
Yes, sir. Y'all have a good day.
Nice.
Yeah, the little kid slept
Oh, yeah.
most of the way.
There's no doubt about that
Yeah,
one.
good time.
Yeah, it was fun.
Family,
Yeah.
all that
Oh, yeah, I
stuff.
got to meet the grandparents, these aunts and uncles for the first time. It was nice.
Awesome. Cool.
I'll catch up with you later. I gotta go.
All right, brother.
Take care, Frank.
See you.
Guardian ad litem also, so you can get the parental consent to medical records. Okay. Right.
Yeah, you can sign.